If you've been to Wenatchee High School, you've probably seen the more modern areas like the main office or gym. These areas were remodeled in 2004. That was 4 years after Brian Flones became superintendent. He recently joined Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to talk about the bond.
And we are back on this Wednesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. My guest today is making his second appearance on this program. He is the superintendent of the Wenatchee School District, and we're here to talk about Bond Phase 2. Brian Flones joins me. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me, Dan.
It's good to have you here. Let's go back in time just a little bit. This is Bond Phase 2 that the school board is considering proposing to the voters of the Wenatchee School District. Phase 1 got us a lot of really good things. It was a significant investment in the future of the education of the kids of the Wenatchee School District. We got a brand new Washington Elementary School, which was badly needed.
Yes.
A remodeled Lincoln Elementary School. The Pioneer Gymnasium got updated, which again was badly needed. And one of the most beautiful, sparkling, gorgeous football facilities you're going to find anywhere in the state of Washington.
Yeah.
The Apple Bowl. That's what we got last time.
We did, and that was, we got a really a good deal on that. Thank you to the voters for approving that.
68% approval.
68% approval. It was a $66.5 million bond, and it really has put us in a great position with our facilities in the Wenatchee School District with the bond that we passed in 2003, this one that we passed in 2014, and now Wenatchee High School. You know?
Yep, needs to be addressed. It's funny, we were talking off the air. When I graduated from Wenatchee High School, spent 9 of the best years of my life there. It was only 10 years old. It was a spanking new facility. It was everybody was jealous of it. Everybody else in the Big Nine and all the other schools. It's 43 years old, and it's starting to show its age. It's got some infrastructure issues, doesn't it?
It does. It does. You know, it's especially, you know, the mechanical systems are starting to fail. It's hard to get parts, you know, for the heating and air conditioning components. And we've had to do some reconfiguration internally on the original design of the school, so that's created some complications as well, you know, in terms of the size of the classrooms. With the current heating and cooling systems, when we did, it was originally built as kind of an open school, open concept, and I think you remember that, where you had sliding doors, walls that actually closed off the classrooms and then opened them up, and that concept didn't really work real well, you know, as education changed, and so when we had to go back and reconfigure the classrooms, you know, they're smaller, they're about 750 square feet, and we can't take the walls all the way to the top because the air conditioning and the cooling systems have to work and function, and that still creates some problems for us.
It should be noted that outside of the larger commons and the auxiliary gym, the footprint of the high school is the same. It's pretty much the same square footage that you had in 1972, and it's just not working much anymore.
No, it's not. It is exactly the main classroom areas in the library on the east side of the building and on the south end of the building. It's all original. Yeah, and it shows its age.
Yeah. People don't even know there's actually portables there. And you think, why would Wenatchee High School need portables? But you're that much overcrowded, you have that many, you just need that much more space.
We do, yeah. We have about, I think, 8 or 9 classrooms and portables out back behind by the pool and the gym.
So there's going to be a tour tonight at the Wenatchee High School. But before we get into that, let's talk about the actual Phase 2 bond that you guys are considering. We have some graphics that we're going to bring up, that Chris, our producer, is going to bring up, and you can narrow it, walk us through. There's your estimated available funding. What's that pie chart mean to our viewers?
Okay, so this is what everybody wants to know, is how much is it going to cost and what's it going to mean to me as a taxpayer. This pie chart shows the amount of dollars that are going to go towards the bond. It's a $150 million project. The purple is $115 million is the local dollars. So that's what the local taxpayers here in Wenatchee would pay. The yellow is the matching funds from the state. So we'll get $31 million for putting the $115 million into the project.
And you saved $4 million from the first one?
Yes, and we're anticipating a $4 million carryover. So that was this last bond has worked real well. We are on time with our construction and under budget. So we're hoping to carry over $4 million.
And this next graph will answer the question, what will be the tax rate impact on property owners and taxpayers, which is probably the most important thing. As a taxpayer, what's this going to cost me, Brian, individually? Yeah. And this will explain that to you.
So our estimate on this, and it's always an estimate, but it's a pretty close estimate, we're anticipating a 3% growth in our assessed value, and over time it's been a little over 4%, 4 to 4.5% on average. So we're being a little conservative on on how we come up with these numbers. But if you look at this, $1.06 is basically per thousand what this would cost, per thousand of assessed values. So if you look at the chart on the left, the black numbers, or the numbers on the black part of the chart, if you're a $100,000 home that's assessed, or $150,000 or $200,000, so your assessed value, when you get your assessment back from the assessor's office, so $200,000 home, it's going to cost $212 a year, or $17.67 a month.
To me, that's a bargain. That's just a bargain to me.
Yeah.
So it really is. Let's do the comparison of proposed bond tax rate to prior rates, and this is something we talked about as well.
Yeah, so this is an interesting chart. So this goes back historically, so back to 2004. We passed a bond in 2003 that modernized Orchard and Pioneer Middle Schools and Sunny Slope Elementary School, and also added that extra area in the front of the commons at Wenatchee High School.
Commons.
Yeah, and we redid the parking lot and redid the roof. At that time, when we went out for that bond, it was about $29 million, and the property tax rate for just the bond was $2.56. And as you see, when we got down to 2007, it drops. Well, that's because we retired the bonds from Foothills and Newberry.
So right now, as I look at that, timing is of the essence, because you see the 2016 at 139, but it's estimated to start spiking beginning next year. So now is a good time to get, for lack of a better term, cheap money.
Yeah, this is a great time for us to do this, since the interest rates where they are right now. So we're estimating $2.45. And so that estimate will go on. It's a 20-year bond, and that's the estimate we use for 20 years. But based on the assessed value rates, and also in 2023, we're going to be retiring the bonds from the Orchard, Sunny Slope, and Pioneer projects. So I can't believe it's going to be 20 years already when we pass that bond. But so we're at 245 right now, which is a little bit less than what we had in 2004 and 5. And then we'll see where it goes moving forward. But for $115 million compared to what we did in 2004 and 5, I really feel it's a good bargain.
And real quickly, in the time we have left, this is the comparison with the other school districts, and you can see Wenatchee is the third one there.
Right. So this is a comparison of both bond and levy rates. And so the yellow shows you the bond rates that we currently have. So we're about 139, we saw in that chart before, and then 305 with our levy. And so this compares with what we're comparable with school districts around North Central Washington. So you can see, Cashmere's at 590 total, and Moses Lake's at 512, and we're at 444, and Eastmont's at 422.
We have about a minute left, Brian. Tonight at 6:30 at the Wenatchee High School Commons, the public is invited. There'll be a brief presentation. Walk us through what they can expect tonight at the high school.
Well, we're going to do a presentation similar to some of the information that we've shared this morning, but it's going to be a little bit more in depth. And then probably about 15, 20-minute presentations. We're going to ask for questions, and then we're going to take folks on a tour. And right now we're gathering input. We haven't decided when we'll run the bond. The board wants to get input from the community. So you can actually go to our website.
I saw that. And click right on it.
Click right on it and give us feedback, because we want to hear from the community, so that if there's any issues that we need to address, we want to make sure that we get those clearly addressed.
And this is a chance for the public to actually physically take a tour of the Wenatchee High School campus and get a pretty good idea of what you want to do.
Exactly. And you'll get a good idea of what the challenges are that we're up against.
And our own Bryce Newberry will be tagging along with a camera crew, so he'll be reporting on that tomorrow.
All right.
Brian, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. This is for your wife, because she watches the show.
That's right.
Right. If you watch the show, you get one too.
Okay.
Everybody have a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care and bye-bye.
Thanks to Brian Flones and Dan Kuntz for that. When we return on the NCW Life magazine, current Wenatchee High School principal Eric Anderson joins us. Stay tuned.